Hello, my little strangelings. We have a first for this Cemetery Files for today, and that is a return to a cemetery that we've already done. In the very first Cemetery Files I did, I took you to Bonaventure Cemetery in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and told you all about the history and origin of this, the most beautiful cemetery I've ever had the pleasure to attend. Now it's my pleasure to bring you some of the tales of petty and haunting this picturesque burial ground has to offer. If you haven't already, go back to the first cemetery file there is and watch it so you can get up to speed on the history and then come back here. We're going to go way back to when the land that Bonaventure sits on today was home to a plantation and a magnificent plantation house. House? I don't see any house. Well, of course you don't, my little strangelings, and the reason why is tied directly to this ghostly tale of a phantom dinner party. You see, the owners of the plantation house were very well-known socialites in Savannah, and to that end were also apt to throw lavish dinner parties. It was during one such dinner party that a servant or slave approached the plantation owner and very discreetly let the man know that a fire had broken out in the kitchen and was rapidly spreading. Attempts to put the fire out were all for naught, and it was all too clear that the house would burn. What the plantation owner did next will live on in infamy, and is what sparks this ghostly tale, my little strangelings, for he did not wring his hands in despair. No. Instead, he gathered his servants and house slaves and ordered them to carry the tables, chairs, and dishes out onto the plantation lawn, so that his guests may continue to enjoy the party. Once relocated, the men and women continued to eat and drink and revel, all while the grand house burned, the fires rising higher and higher until they danced by the light of it. Indeed, the man and his guests reveled by the light of the fire cast by the grand house, and as the fires burned down, the host of the strange gala raised a toast, declaring that he wished their revelry to have no end, and then he dashed his empty glass against the nearest tree. The party-goers drank to that and followed suit, dashing their glasses against the tree, the crescendo of shattering glass, a fitting end as the blaze crackled and hissed the destruction of the grand plantation home. Some say it was God, and others say it was the devil himself that granted the plantation owner's wish that night, for on some late autumn evenings when the world is still quiet and left sleeping in the hush of the pre-dawn, it is said if you're near the gates of Bonaventure you can hear laughter and revelry from the direction of the river where the plantation house once stood. The sounds of a grand party in full swing. Then the crash of shattering glass, and all goes silent once more.